Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in New York City, this is CBS 2 News at 11.
Here, we tell their story so that generations yet unborn will never forget.
I wanted my nieces and my nephew and every person that asked what happened to see them and maybe understand a little bit better what it felt like to be us.
A day of dedication and reflection. Victims' families, survivors, heroes go inside the museum that rose from the ashes, a way to forever remember all that was lost that tragic day. Good evening, everyone. I'm Maurice Dubois.
And I'm Christine Johnson. It was nearly impossible to hold back the tears watching as the Memorial Museum opened for the first time nearly 13 years after the attacks. CBS 2's Jessica Schneider is live in Lower Manhattan with more on this emotional milestone today. Jessica?
Christine and Maurice, we have seen the progressive rise from the ashes for more than a decade, but today a critical part of that rebuilding is complete. The 9/11 Memorial Museum is open just behind me for families of victims as well as first responders, and that's happening as we're hearing new voices reflecting upon that day.
For every step we took down, the firefighters and police were climbing up.
In a museum that memorializes the dead, it was a day for the living to share their stories and gratitude.
My name is Ling Young. I'm here today because of Wells, a man I did not get the chance to thank.
Ling Young stood next to the mother of 24-year-old Wells Crowther, a man credited with saving Young's and at least a dozen other lives as he ran up and down the South Tower. President Obama praised him as the hero with the red handkerchief.
A young man in his 20s, strong, emerged from the smoke, and over his nose and his mouth, he wore a red handkerchief. Then he went back up all those flights, then back down again, bringing more wounded to safety.
Florence Jones donated her shoes to the museum to symbolize the walk of so many down hundreds of stairs and into the devastation.
I wanted my nieces and my nephew and every person that asked what happened to see them and maybe understand a little bit better what it felt like to be us on that day.
There was also the story of Flight 93, the terrorist plane that did not reach its target on 9/11. The mother of one passenger, Mark Bingham, left a message for her son that could have been the impetus for the passengers' revolt.
Mark, this is your mom. Apparently it's terrorists and they're hell-bent on crashing the aircraft. There's one flight that they say is headed towards San Francisco. It might be yours. So if you can, group some people and perhaps do everything you can to overpower them. Try to call me back if you can. I love you, sweetie.
Stephen Gregory worked at the World Trade Center. This was his first time back at the site since 2001. He went inside the museum while hundreds of others reflected on the plaza that is now fully open to the public.
Very difficult then, and it's even worse now.
It's a sad thing to remember everything. That I'm getting choked up now. It's not easy for the people that were here that day, and it'll never be.
And today is the first day that this public outdoor plaza is completely open and free. The museum itself opens to the public on May 21st. Admission will be $24 except on Tuesday nights between 5 and 8 p.m. when it will be free. We're live tonight in Lower Manhattan. Jessica Schneider, CBS 2 News.
All right, Jessica, thank you. The ceremony took place in what is called Foundation Hall. It is 7 stories below ground and lies on the edge of the former North Tower. On one side, you can see the slurry wall. It held back the waters of the Hudson River during the tower's collapse. Also in the room, the last column, the final piece removed from the site during the cleanup effort. It is marked with spray paint honoring firefighters and police officers. If you would like to watch this morning's dedication ceremony in its entirety, go to cbsnewyork.com.